So, hello everyone, it's time to, ass. So of course, Megalo box is back with its Nomad untitled. First scene here is like a black and white screening of Rurouni versus Gearless Joe, right? I don't have my boxing gloves anymore, so that's frustrating. I used to use reaction in my boxing gloves because I have done a lot of boxing in my life. I competed in kickboxing, right, and so on, and Thai boxing for many years, Muay Thai and so on. And I used to have my own sandbag. For that matter, it's really good having boxing gloves on you when you train on the sandbag. I had a huge scar here back in the days. I used to have like this huge scar covering my hand here. Because when I was as a kid then, I had my own sandbag in my room, and I would punch it and train and so on, right? You add and roll. And a few times then I did it without wearing gloves, right? Because I was like, whatever, I need to punch it with my fist, right? And then once then I slipped. I got kind of on the edge of it, and I kind of got like this, right? Yeah, and I kind of burned my hand. Like my hand got like this, and I kind of so I burned off my skin, like so I had like a huge like scar, like a stripe here that got burned away basically. And I ripped off my fist there, in a sense. So yeah, I recommend having like boxing gloves on you when you're gonna go on the sandbag. If you punch with your full force, right, you're gonna. Shit can happen, but for me though, so at my last working place, kind of when I worked at a normal office, so to speak, and that stuff, right? We had a gym there, and including then sandbags and that stuff, right? So I took my gloves. I usually have my have for competing and so on. Took those gloves there, right? And I had them there, trained every day at the gym, right? At lunch break, and yeah. Then everyone went home, you know what I mean? Everyone went home, and I never returned to that place. I don't work there anymore, but I never returned to that place. And it's located in like the other side of the city. It's like 1.5 hour with the car there. And I'm just like, I don't want to go there. It's just like, it's not worth it. It's kind of, and also I guess I haven't actually been at a gym indoors since last year. Like I go to the gym every day, but I go to an outdoors gym, and I haven't went to an indoors gym since like last year. Yeah, so and there's no like boxing bags or whatever at my at the different outdoor gyms I use. So yeah, I never used those gloves again, but they're very expensive, and they're kind of like my classic gloves I had when I competed. But it's just like 3-hour travel time. Freaking that, my workplace I had last year, such a long workplace, man. Like. It's like more than 1 hour, one route, man. It's one path. Like worst in bad traffic, like on a Friday, the traffic shit. It's like 1.5 hour. So one day I'm gonna go get my boxing gloves. So I have them now for this reaction, yeah. But like, goddamn it, I was like, I don't know, man. It's like 3 hours travel time. I was like, I'm too lazy for that. I hated that. I said that workplace was nice, but yeah, 3 hours, at least 2 hours every day. 2 to 3 hours every day with commute. Yeah, it was horrible. But the salary was really high at least. But anyway, let's not make it about. But that's why I don't have my boxing gloves. But yeah, when I did reaction to season 1, of course, I always had my gloves on me, right? I had my boxing gloves on me, one of my bigger ones. But anyway, let's start the reaction. My life story there. But I mixed my gloves, and they are very expensive. They probably cost like $200, kind of expensive dollar kind of gloves, And I was like, I don't wanna go back to that workplace. That place is because one thing I always say though, go in there every day, right? Sorry for this long story, but I put it there. That's a lot of money and so on, right? And it does probably still there, but it's just like go in there every day for quite some time. 2 years ago, back and forth in 2019, then mostly. That was so boring, man. Every morning I would have at like 5 in the morning, so I could be there like 7 or before 7, so I could go home early, right? So because flex time. So I would not so early. It's such a PTSD thing going there because it's such a goddamn long travel time to get there. It's a horrible time having. If you have really really extensive travel time to your work, you really hate going that route afterwards. But anyway, let's watch the anime. So 3, 2, 1, and go. But really though, Jesus Christ, like I liked that workplace. It was really nice and so on. Imagine that gym and you got food and everything, but Jesus Christ, man, it took so no time to get there. Holy shit. Here we go. Joe is back. I guess it's like straight up, some time skip between here. It's clearly they kind of just recapping the last fight. Last season here, of course, Rurouni versus Joe. So I'm assuming it's like time skip. I have not checked any of the stuff right. I don't want it spoiled, so I've been avoiding looking at all the stuff. But yeah, so far it's just recapping that Joe won, right? I mean, we know this. I mean, I assume everyone saw the one, right? So like we know this, right? We know this. This is just like last time, yeah. You know, nothing new so far here. Just recapping that he won. I hated this fight though. I liked the enemy until the last fight though. Obviously, I said that last time too. We can more reactions. The last fight was so bad because he spent all his time defeating people with gears, and then Yuri appears without a gear, so Joe could defeat him without a gear, and Yuri also was injured. Like it just made, like it didn't make his gearless journey make any sense. Like it made his gearless journey feel kind of empty, that he couldn't defeat the ultimate gear in the end anyway. So the Yuri's actions just ruined the whole. I would say it removed the journey. But yeah, quite a traumatic black and white. But it's probably gonna be a time skip now, I think. Nomad here. Megalo box 2. Yeah, like maybe some. Of course, the art is always really cool. Megalo box, kind of see they're different. Some kind of underground fighting again. I feel Joe's gonna be probably retired more, like probably more than to be retired. Maybe it was so Nomad then. Here we go. It's like a bearded Joe. I guess it's like Joe with a beard. Probably. Because it's have Nomad instead. I mean, you also had the wolf opening, right? Like this. Yeah, and he boxes someone down, right? And it's underground. Man, he steps on his map protection. I think Joe is easily, or Nomad and easily winning. Yeah, it's like he crushes him, so not really a good fight. He just beats him up. Yeah, okay, he won. Yeah, like he's a clearly better boxer. There he is, man, the old man. Like, I got a job for you, Nomad. Maybe? I don't know, like, why are they beating up people? Why are they fighting people in the underground weaklings? Maybe just miss delusions. Yeah, so you're too good, man. Stop defeating all the weaklings. Well, I guess Joe never changed, if it is Joe, Nomad. I guess it never changed. He just kept boxing people forever. He never got a real job. That guy, he's never got a real occupation. He just kept being a boxer. I suppose. Okay, I was like puking. A catastrophe? Some train accident on boats? No, it's like, yeah, like kind of weather issues. So, might be put in later. Oh yeah, that classic. So how did this life get even more dirty than his previous life? Now he's famous now. Yeah, I guess he just keeps seeing the old man, of course. Right? That's like the old man. Yeah, like come on, his old mentor, man. Of course, he's just seeing things, right? It's like his delusion, right? I guess it's haunted by his old man. It was big. What happened to the young boy then? What happened to this boy, man? His little disciple. So he's angry because Yuri didn't fight him seriously. That's the issue. Yuri should have kept the gear on, man. Then it would be interesting. But yeah, he's very struggling Joe here, but I don't know why he's like, why his life got even worse than it was previously. I mean, I know, he died and so, but come on, like, yeah, like, what happened? He looked kind of happy with the end of season 1. You're kind of like, oh, his life is pretty nice now. I'm famous, and, yeah, it's like, okay. Yet he so managed to. Maybe he lost a fight afterwards, and then he got. Get some medicine. I guess it's like. You kind of look like that Joe guy. It's like, wait a minute, that's you? Yeah, and he's retired somewhere. He's some kind of living in the dirty alley somewhere, just having a shitty life. That's what happened with Joe then. Why is he all this? It's always been kind of, I'll say it's always been an anime where you feel that life is pretty crappy, right? But of course, it's like people that, they better have a good explanation why Joe's life now is even worse than it used to be. Even after getting famous and so on. Why is his life even more failed now, right there? You gotta explain it. That's kind of like a plot hole because it ended him being really happy, and Joe as a person was very strong and very headstrong kind of personality. So why would he suddenly be like overly uber depressed and be like all down on his luck? Yeah, like I don't know, like why he suddenly give up on his life, right? So I hope they're gonna explain this. I really hope they're gonna explain it in a reasonable way, not just like force it that he's like, oh, he's suddenly depressed now. Like why? They better explain it good. Hopefully in this episode, why he suddenly just went down, really downhill. Because right now, maybe it's just the pills. Come on. I just feel Joe was like a guy that was super, strong-willed and would never give up and so on. So I don't know why he's suddenly like, oh, whatever, I hate my life now. Like, I just live here. And it's like watching Superman, Snyder Cut. Yeah, it's like, what happened to Superman? Maybe the losing his man was the kicker, but I mean the issue, the last opening, the last ending of this episode, he was kind of happy and so on. It's kind of like, kind of accept what happened. So like it doesn't connect with the last episode. I don't know. Let's just see what happens. But it feels weird. Like it feels like, how is he incredibly super depressed now? Maybe the young boy died. Maybe someone. There has to be something else happening. Like losing his losing the other people. Yeah. Maybe Yuri died, but I don't know kind of much. He's in a wheelchair, but. No, see, I'm hoping it's gonna be. I really hope it's gonna be some explanation here, right? How Joe got so even worse than previously. Because the last episode really added this thing. Super depressed Joe. Call the episode. And throws them in the ground. See, this feels more like Joe. Like, no, I won't be. I am my own man. I won't, follow anyone's. This feels more like Joe, right? I do my own path. Nothing can control me. Okay, or not then. God damn it, Joe. Well, it clearly has issues. That's clear. Yeah, and this is lying here, like completely passed out, like life shit. Yeah, like the opening one is really cool though. The Nomad Wolf. He's traveling around. I guess he's gonna just travel around and beat up some weak people, right? Yeah, like defeating really low level boxer guys. He goes a wolf man. Okay. Was Steven a wolf there? Maybe he's going insane, right? Okay, he's a wolf there staring at him. It's the opening wolf. He's finally back. Exactly. It's a nice house. It's a nice name for a motel, man. Yeah, we're boxing in a slaughterhouse. That's like a Borderlands. Yeah, the Borderlands fireplace. Yeah, it's too good, right? It's boring. Or? Do we talk about Joe? Okay, there's something else. He's a wandering Nomad boxer, yeah. The Nomad boxer. Rurouni boxer. Yeah. Rurouni boxer, man. He's the wandering boxer guy. Yeah, Rurouni boxer. That's what I call it now. Rurouni boxer. It's gonna be like Yuri in a wheelchair. It's gonna be like Yuri that has fighting in a wheelchair. Like Wolverine's girlfriend. With ex-girlfriend, Yuki, what her name is. Similar name, something like that. Yeah. She's fighting in a wheelchair in one of the comics, man. It's pretty weird. With the katana, yeah. She jumps around in the wheelchair. It's super weird. I mean, I could see it being someone he knows. They were like, because they introduced all the guy like, oh, he's a famous, top ranked boxer guy that's on the fighting in the underground now, kind of thing. It's like, wait, but it's not Joe, so it's probably gonna be some other guy he knows that, right? Like maybe some season 1, right? Sounds a lot like it's gonna be a season 1 competitor. Season 1 competitor. That's like component for sure. Competitor in the tournament, perhaps. So see you now. Come on, this guy's probably gonna know him, right? When is it gonna be kind of strange? So it's like chief. Well, I mean, probably his colleagues have something else, right? But no, of course, this is the guy that you talked earlier. Yeah, of course, this is the guy that the singer said. But this guy probably can fight them, right? A huge guy, man. Yeah, massive ab there. Finally a real fight for Rurouni boxer here. Oh yeah, he's like, yeah, pretty girl. Okay, so I like him already. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's right. Cutie. Oh, I see. A dirty trick there. Yeah, probably. Maybe it's allowed. I don't know. Probably not allowed, but shouldn't be allowed. I think so in the boxing. But like, depending on the future boxing, maybe you are allowed to be like, yeah, maybe you can step on your foot. You actually kind of. I'm gonna say it's also kind of plot hole and no one recognizes Joe. I mean, these people really love boxing, right? He's like the famous gearless guy, and he has the exact same hair, no one recognizes him, and same fighting style. Like, it's actually like a massive plot hole and no one recognizes his fighting style because he's like the super famous Gearless Joe, right? Come on. He was like seriously, these people are betting money in boxing all day long and they don't recognize the famous boxer hero guy? Like, come on. Yeah, you did more likable. Yo, this thing, Yo was very likable, but Nomad is very depressed instead. Then no one can see him because he's so depressed. There we go. His depression is what he can recognize him. Yeah, he used to be a funnish guy, right? He's angry and depressed, man, and he keeps seeing his dead friend, like his dead papa kind of character, his mentor. So yeah, Joe is insane. That's the reason why no one recognize him. But it's nice. There's only a coach, man. He kept hearing him telling him to do it anyway. Dodge boy, okay, yeah. Like he kept getting, you know, how's it? Help and advice and so on during the fights here. Here we go. So piss him off, yeah. Come on, Joe. Show him off, man. See, he knows that he's Joe, right? Come on. At least this guy's like, oh, you're Joe, yeah. I mean, at least someone is like, well, you're clearly Gearless Joe, man. He looks almost exactly like him without a beard, man. You just add the beard and it's clearly him, man. Yeah, but they believe in, of course. Or was gonna lose on purpose. Joe looks pissed off at least. But I don't know, he might be taking a lose on purpose, right? Potentially. So it's a little bit like, is he trying to lose on Joe? To make some money on that? Probably. Yeah, he clearly faked it there. And Joe knows it. Joe is like, come on, man, I didn't even touch you. Yeah, that was like, come on, you're clearly faking it. Yeah, and Joe was gonna be pissed off, right? We don't. Yeah, you know what, boy? You know he's cheating. Yeah, and it was a real fight, right? It was a real fight. Like, clearly. I'll be fighting now here on the street, yeah. Like an actual fight. Like, oh, I'm gonna show you, yeah. It's like. Of course, Joe hates, you know, fixing matches. But I don't know, man. Joe, yeah, he cheated, losing on purpose. But it's like, well, you're a guy, you have all your issues, man. You don't live the high ground, I think, man. I don't feel he has the high ground with his behavior. Yeah, nice. This guy has got some tricks, man. He uses his hats to blind him and hits him. Yeah, these guys. I like this, man. He got some tricks up his sleeve, man. He's like, oh, you wanna fight me here, boy? I'm gonna show you. And of course, Joe and his freaking, you know. Yeah, come on, Joe. We're gonna shape up, man. Nomad. I'm gonna call him Rurouni Boxer, yeah. Rurouni Boxer, man. It's just depressing. It's like the most depressing anime season 1 ever. Season 1, I mean, continuation, I mean, after season 1. Oh, shit, man. Yeah, I got the bird there, of course. Yeah, same as this. But yeah, I would like to explain how Joe got this uber depressed, man. How did he get super depressed? Not his wolf body, come on. Not the opening wolf. Maybe it's alive, you can like take it home. Oh man. Not the opening wolf. Who would be the opening 2 then? Who would be the next opening? But this is like depression. This is like depression and pain, this episode. It's gonna like bury his yeah. It's like a really old western now, using a cross to bury him as well there. Doesn't have a shovel, have to use the, and he lives some kind of abandoned man, this episode is like even super I guess he lives some kind of abandoned, school bus or something after burying his wolf body, and he's insane and keeps seeing his dead mentor Papa character keeps appearing, and it's like, oh bro, and yeah. And he's like mentally insane and everything. This is like so different than the first season. So they really went for something crazy here, definitely. But they have not explained for a second how he got here, except his death though. But still, like, you knew it. It's in the last, I think. Yeah. Depression with suffering and pain. Oh, here we go. It's been 5 years. I feel now they're gonna explain how he's so depressed, right? Next episode, of course. But yeah, I felt like that last moment, the last comment there. It's been 5 years. Oh yeah, the bird, of course. That's his bird. Yeah, Nomad. Yeah, the bird. Yeah, it's similar to ending one, but that's the bird. I mean, in the Nomad, of course. He has a bird, a colibri. I guess this episode they're gonna explain how we got here, right? Because at the end of it, he'd be like, "It's been 5 years since that moment." And then it's like, episode 1 ends, right? So I guess next week we're gonna see how he got here, how he got so depressed. Uber depressed Joe that is delusional and keeps seeing his dead best friend, mentor, daddy character, and how he lost a boy though. Happened to his disciple son character. Happened to that guy, right? We haven't seen him yet. Maybe he died, right? That could be. That I think could be kicker, perhaps. That'd be like my I guess Yuri dying. I don't think Yuri. I feel more like if the boy, he has his boy, right? The guy here, the kid he raised, right? If that kid would die, that feels like my yeah. I said earlier too, but that feels like my general guess, right? Like that would be my first guess that his son, kind of, like his disciple, his trained boy, right? Basically, his adoptive son, that he died 5 years ago. And then he went all like crazy and got all depressed. That would make sense. That'd be I think the most like reasonable way to explain it. But yeah, what a weird episode 1 compared to the previous. It's like Joe being like a pretty different person, being completely down his luck, hating everything, just being in like pain and suffering, and it's all like I don't care anymore. Yeah, very different episode than the previous seasons, definitely. But one thing, I said it a few times then, but it doesn't make any sense, right? Given what happened in the last ending. Because even though now it's delusional seeing his mentor dedicate all the time, like, he knew whatever happened to him, didn't he? In the ending? Because he did a time skip last season after he won against Yuri. And then Yuri, was in a wheelchair, and they're kind of happy, and the kids are training and so on. And he's kind of like, oh yeah, life is kind of good now. They kind of got over that. So, something else. So, there has to be something else happening, but the first scene in the episode, you kind of see someone being like, oh, in that moment I knew we had to quit, kind of thing, but that doesn't really relate to what we saw in the last episode of last season. So I think that's kind of a weird thing. So they need to kind of do some I would say retcon, but they need to add some sad flashback next week. Then I think next week really needs a sad flashback, kind of throwing us like 5 years ago, right? So let's say the fight was 6 years ago. Right? Okay, let's say that Yuri fight was 6 years ago, and then they're jumping 1 year after that fight, right? And then maybe his son perish. I think that what I would think is like my natural guess, right? And that could make sense. Yeah, if it's like 1 year after the fight, Yuri and the boy, got in an accident or whatever, right? And only Joe survived or something. Like, I don't know, but I think it's gonna be. It is gonna be something like that, maybe. Otherwise, though, it really is like a weird episode from the premise, like, because we know that Joe is this like, I'm the now named fighter guy gonna fight in the ground. Yeah, we know Joe is like that, but at the same time, it's like, well, he's suddenly very famous, right? He becomes the most famous fighter in the world, basically, by winning in the Gearless thing. Even though his opponent also was Gearless, so he definitely reduced that fame, but still. So he defeated him, right? The Gearless Yuri was injured, but whatever. He defeated him and got very famous, right? And he was trying, for his whole journey, but also generally to make money and so on, was also a thing, right? So after winning there, you should have more money. You should have more, ways to make, ads, right? Make commercial thing, make, commercials for different stuff and so on, right? So he has all these options that he could have this suddenly. He definitely shouldn't be poor anymore after winning, like this super famous, martial art tournament and getting all this like fame and glory, right? And everyone likes him, right? And he's very popular too. So it feels really weird. He's suddenly be bad. Yeah, so there has to be something really good explanation. I said it again, but I really feel that flashback thing, the public aspect, has to really deliver, right? Because otherwise, I'm just gonna be like, how did he go from becoming the world's most famous boxer, being rich and successful, being very famous at least, and suddenly he's still back at like like super poor, has like living fight to fight, has like no money, no one knows him anymore. Like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, it feels very whoever being the number one down to bottom again, right? And that feels like, how did he go over this journey? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have a hard time also seeing how they're gonna explain it, how he managed to lose everything. And even if he lost everything, like his, the boy dying and so on, even if that happens, it seems like he could still, make money doing commercials or whatever, right? But it seems to be he's disappeared. Like, he's disappeared. Like, why would he just run out in the wilderness and go crazy? Especially how it ended last episode did not imply that at all, right? So it's physically a mismatch to it. I have a hard time seeing it being a plot hole, honestly. We'll see, I guess, with more episodes, but it is a weird setting, definitely, from what we saw last episode. And the thing there too, which I don't like at all, honestly. I like that he, of course, recognized him in the end, but otherwise, it is definitely like a general plot issue. It's kind of like a Clark Kent Superman thing, where it's like, wait, this is clearly Joe, guys. You're boxing. I mean, it's one thing that, let's say you're a soccer fan, you never watch boxing, even if Megalo boxing is very popular. You never watch it. You see Joe on the street with the beard, you're like, whatever, this guy's give it the beard. Yeah, you don't care, right? But if you're really into boxing, like you go to these boxing tournaments, you see people in these tournaments, right? And you see a guy in the tournament fighting, you can't recognize that is Joe, like the most famous boxing guy a few years ago. Like 5 years ago, he was the number one in the world, and you don't recognize him. You know what I mean? Doesn't that look really weird? These guys are they're really into this sport, like they're really into it, right? They're spending their time and their money on this sport, and they're betting all the money up and down and so on this sport, right? And you're like, wait a minute, how can these people not recognize him? I think that's very, very forced. That to me feels that to me is silly. Like I don't, yeah. I mean, it's just silly, man. It's just silly. They really should do it. He at least did it. In the end there, but. I mean, the other guys, they're spending all their money on this, right? Living on their paychecks on boxing and so on. They don't recognize the famous pro boxer guy. He has the same fighting style and the same appearance. Almost exactly the same appearance, man. Like, he has a beard now. Oh my god, a little eyeshadow. Oh my god, his eyeshadow on a beard. It's like freaking Superman Clark Kent thing. It's like exact same person, but has a glass on him. Oh my god, the ultimate disguise, man. So that I think is straight up silly. That is straight up silly. That shouldn't work. So he should have cut off the hair, done some other hairstyle. He should have changed much more of his appearance to make that be believable. Otherwise, I mean, the episode is good, but I don't really see how it connects to the last season. It's like a depressed episode of Joe, but it doesn't really feel like it at all makes sense. So they really have to deliver again some kind of flashback explaining how we got there. But I think it's gonna be hard, man, because how you motivate this super famous boxer guy, even if he's depressed, whatever. Why would he use his fame to make more money and so on, right? Instead of doing this stuff, right? It's weird. This is weird, man. His behavior is kind of like why would he go back down here instead of fighting bad people too? Because it's one thing if he quit boxing completely. Yeah, if he quit boxing completely, that would be one thing, but he's still fighting, but he's just fighting weak people, right? So it's like, but also not. So it's like a really weird thing because he was very famous. He could clearly still fight better people, right? He could clearly get better matches if he wanted to. So it's really strange. It's a really strange thing, yeah. It's intriguing, I suppose, but also very like, how are they gonna make this make sense, right?